Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be different for me. As you guys can see, I am rocking a totally different hairstyle, and this is box braids, and I am absolutely loving them. Number one, I was just really tired of dealing with hair period, so I decided, you know what, let's try something different. And in my quest to do my research on box braids, because I have thin, fine hair, I wanted to find out if this would be a good option for me for a protective style, and I couldn't find any information, you guys, especially any information that made me feel comfortable enough. So I'm hoping that this video will help you girls out if you have any concerns about getting box braids and you have naturally fine hair, or just to show you guys how to take care of them and to keep them looking really nice and fresh. Alright you guys, so let's just start off with my box braids in particular. As you guys can see, I got the small to maybe medium sized box braids. They're not the really large Poetic Justice braids, which I do love those, and they take a lot less time, but I got what was best for my hair, so we'll get into that in a bit. But like I said, I got the small to medium size. I use the Xpressions hair, which is like a yucky texture. It's a little bit silkier than the 99-cent pack. I believe this hair was about $4.99 a pack, and I used I used 4 packs, I believe, 4 or 3.5 packs, and I'll show you what I have left over. Alright, so this is the Xpressions hair. It's just going to have Xpressions with an X going down the bag, and I have quite a bit of hair left. This is how much of the hair I have left, and as you can see, it is a lot straighter, and it's just not as coarse and kinky as that 99-cent jumbo braid hair that you may find at the beauty supply store. This is available at your local beauty supply store or online, but this is about $4.99 a pack in comparison to maybe 99 cents to $1.99 a pack. And this hair is Kanekalon hair, or fibers. You know, it's synthetic hair. So again, I use 3.5 packs, and I have a really full braid install, and I'm really happy with it. So let's get into tips for getting box braids with fine hair. Okay ladies, so my first tip for getting box braids with fine hair is to find you a stylist that actually cares about the health of your hair. I can't stress that enough, because there's so many nice braiders out there, but they just braid. There is a technique to braiding for healthy hair, and if your stylist is not concerned with that, then you may experience breakage, especially if you already have problematic hair, whether it's thin, whether it's fine in texture, or whatever have you. Okay, so you want to find a great stylist that's going to give you the polished look that you want, and also take good care of your natural hair. So my next tip for you ladies is to make sure that you get a hair texture that is not too heavy for your hair type. Whether it's fine, thin, or whatever have you, you want to make sure that the hair texture is light enough to hold on to your natural hair. And what also goes into that is a couple things that go into making sure that the braids are not too heavy. When you part when your stylist is parting your hair, you can't have a little strand of natural hair and put this much, you know, fake hair on it. That's putting way too much tension and way too much weight on a little piece of fine hair. So over time, it's gonna do what? It's just gonna pull that hair right out from the root, and that's gonna cause traction alopecia, and you don't want that. Okay, so that's a really important part. Also, you want to make sure that your stylist is feathering your ends. If you guys can see, my braids, they start off at a decent size, but look how skinny they get at the bottom. That's a feathering technique, and what they do is they take this hair and they basically just pull it. They pull the ends until it's not blunt anymore, like you can see this blunt cut. They make sure that's not blunt, then they comb it out and they have it, you know, they put it back together. So that means that the hair is going to be pretty much uneven on the ends, and it's going to give you a feathered look on each and every braid that you do, and that's going to make sure that you have a lot less weight on your natural hair, and it's not so much tension. Okay, so that is really, really, really important, because if you had the same amount of hair from root to tip, that braid is going to be extremely heavy. You're not going to be able to pull it up or style it in different ways or anything like that, because it's just too much hair and it's too much bulk. Another tip that I want to give you guys, and I think this is maybe one of the most important tips, is to make sure that you only leave your edges or your perimeter in for 4 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks at most, because when the hair starts to grow out from the root, the hair, you have the extension just dangling on this very fine, thin piece of hair. You don't want to do that. When that starts to happen, it's gonna pull away. So you want to go ahead and get your edges redone or retouched every 3 to 4 weeks, depending on how fine your hair is. You'll be able to tell when your hair starts to grow out and you feel like it's just hanging on by a thread. You probably want to take that braid out and go get your, get your perimeter redone, and that way you can keep your edges, and your edges will also always look fresh, because you are leaving so much out around the edge. Your hair is going to always look nice. So that is really a very important thing, you guys. You want to make sure that you're not leaving these braids in for too long. Our hair is too fine, it's too thin to be able to handle that type of weight on the hair. So please make sure that you're getting your hair retouched, or just take them all out. If you're paying over $100, I doubt you want to take your hair down in 3 weeks, but that's up to you. The last tip, and one of the most important tips, is to make sure that your braider is not braiding your hair too tight. I remember back in the day, you guys, I would get braids of different kinds, and I would get those little white bumps around my edges. That's a no-no. Your hair should not be like that, and I did not know that that was like a big deal, because it was so common. You would see girls all the time and they could barely even move their neck. Like, as soon as they get their hair done, they couldn't do anything. It's like so painful. But when I got these braids, you guys, I can pull them up the first night if I wanted to. Because I do have fine edges, I don't want to pull my hair up, because I want to make sure that they are, just being relaxed and, doing their own thing right now. But today, obviously, I can pull them up, and I'm just not even being careful. This does not hurt at all. It doesn't hurt at all. Like, I can move my hair around. I'm not like every time someone's touching my hair or anything like that. And even when she was braiding my hair, the braids felt very secure, but they did not feel tight at all. Okay, that is so important, you guys. Some people just braid entirely too tight, and it causes traction alopecia. There's no way around it. So you have to make sure your braider isn't braiding your hair too tight. Now, some people like to do the knotless braids, and some people still do the knotted braids. My braids do have the knot at the root, and I still don't have any issues with it. So that's all about preference. But just make sure your braider is braiding your hair securely, but not pulling your scalp or your hair too tight, putting too much tension on any part of your hair, especially your edges. So one of the main reasons that we do get these braids are for protective style. So I want to share with you guys some tips on how to maintain your hair, and also to get your hair to grow while it is in this protective style for 4 to 8 weeks. So the first product that I want to show you guys is this Wild Growth Hair Oil. I've been using this for about 3 weeks, and I absolutely love it. You're supposed to use it about 3 times per day, and that's what I do. I don't overdo it, because number one, I don't want my braids to slip out, but I was using it before I had braids. But just an FYI, you don't want to put too much oil on your hair, because your braids may slip out if your hair is really fine or soft like mine is, and it's just not needed really. You do 15 to 20 drops for your whole head, and it really is supposed to promote hair growth. So the next product that I use to maintain my braids is a Braid Sheen or a braid spray. Now, this is by Parnevu. I've never heard of this company. The only reason I picked it up is it has tea tree in it, and that is very therapeutic for your scalp. So this is going to help control itching and flaking, condition and add the shine to the hair, and also it has a cool feel to the scalp. And this feels really, really good, especially when your hair is itching and you don't want to scratch too hard and just kind of mess up your parting. Or I'm just really careful. I like for my hair to always look fresh, so I really don't want to manipulate it too much. And also, being that I do have extensions on you know, fine parts of my hair, I don't want to tug too much on certain braids. So I picked this up. I like it so far, just the way it makes my scalp feel. I don't notice that it adds much of a sheen or anything, but what I do like to use, and I don't have the product with me right now unfortunately, is the Cream of Nature leave-in conditioner spray. And I do like to use that because it is bringing nutrients to my scalp, and I know it's a good product because I use it on my natural hair as well. So I do use that maybe twice a week. I use this as needed because it's not a lot of buildup in this one. It's very thin. The Cream of Nature, you can tell it has more of a silky or a conditioner in there, so I don't use that too often. I just use it when I feel like my hair needs to be moisturized. Okay, so between the oils and the sprays, that's really the only products that I use on my hair. Every now and then I may use a glosser around, you know, my edges or whatever, if I want my edges to look really shiny and I don't want to use this oil, maybe on the days that I'm not using this oil. I only use this oil at night, you guys. So in the morning, if I just wanted to have like a polished look, I'll go ahead and just use a glosser or something like that. But other than that, I only use 2 to 3 products on my hair. And also, you know, you want to use a little edge control if you care, to just kind of blend your baby hairs in, especially if you left out a lot of your edges, just to kind of lay them down. And I also make sure that I tie my hair up at night with the silk scarf. My silk scarf is super old, so please don't judge me, but this is what I use. I just kind of pull my hair back like this. And I take it in a large triangle. Mine is so old, you guys. And I just tie my hair up like this. And this is how I sleep at night. When I go to the shower or anything like that, I just wrap it around in a bun and stick a a bonnet on top with the scarf on. I keep my scarf on just to make sure that my edges are not puffing up because I am natural, and the bonnet just makes sure that my hair does not, my hair does not get wet, because I have super long braids, if you guys can tell. And I will show you like a back shot of how long these braids are. These braids are, again, the small to medium, and they are tailbone length. So I really do love them. They're so glamorous to me, and I'm just really feeling them. So I know a couple questions that I received on Instagram about my braids was, how did my braider braid my hair, as far as did she use any butters, any oils or anything? And she did. She used like a shea butter of some sort, and she put that on each piece of my hair, and it just kind of stuck out. So when she was ready to braid, it just blended right into it. But I did go in blow dried, so my hair was not frizzy. Not at all, really. So yeah, she used a little bit of butter or something like that, and she braided my hair down. I want to say she used jam too, that old school type of edge control. I think she used a little bit of that towards the end, just to make sure that everything was seamless. And another question that I received on Instagram was, how do you wear your hair for work? Now, as you can tell, I don't really care too much about that because my job is, you know, they're pretty laid back and my hair is long. But the styles that I do like to do, I like to wear it all over to one side like I'm doing today, or I'll just do the whole thing over like that, which I think that's really cute. Right now I've been wearing my hair down because, again, I don't want to cause too much manipulation. But I also may twist the hair, you know, like that, and then kind of pull this part back, so that way this is like a little style, and that just keeps the hair out of your face, because these can get annoying. They can just go everywhere sometimes. So you can just pin that back or put like a rubber band on it, you know, just to hold it back like that. Or you can do like a half up, half down if your job may allow that. Something that may not be too kiddie, you may not want to do it like that, but you can kind of pull it back, and that gives more of a, you know, sleek, subdued look. Pull it back like that for work. Or you can also do a ponytail, all of it up in a ponytail for work. I like the ponytail look, just back like this, like a mid ponytail or whatever. Or you can put it all up in a bun. And one last question that I had from one of my Instagram followers were if these are heavy. No, they are not. These are not heavy at all, you guys. Like, they are lightweight, like feather lightweight. It feels like I have a weave in. Like, it's not even like heavy at all. And I think it really has a lot to do with the way that she tapered them down to the end. So I really do hope this video helped you all out, especially when you're trying to decide if you want to get box braids or if they're a good idea for you. There is a lot that we have to think about when we get box braids because our hair is fine or thin, but we can do it as long as we follow the steps that I've given you in this video, and just make sure that you're taking care of your hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it was helpful for those of you who are considering getting box braids and you have thin or fine hair. I really do hope I was able to help you guys out, because I know in my quest for searching for, you know, just information, it was kind of hard for me and I didn't get that sense of comfort. So I really hope that this video provides you with that. And of course, if you guys have any questions for me, leave those in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer those for you. And I'll also leave my braider and her information in the description box as well, if you guys want to contact her. So thanks again so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you girls on the next one. Bye.
I would like to get to know if I could be the kind of girl that you could be down for.